so pretty nice. It's one of these lanes that doesn't really deal with the trees very well, of course, but he kills Furion over and over, which is always nice.
And how do you feel about the lack of push or maybe the push potential between MidOrFeed and OG? Seems like MidOrFeed kind of have an advantage in that.
Yeah, definitely. They have the mobility aspect as well, with the Enchantress who can just pretty much run freely anywhere, but, you know, it's harder for this Ench to run into the safe lane now, especially against that Crystal Maiden. She can always just freeze up the creep, and then she loses a lot of pressure in that lane. However, if they do bring the Bane, that could be a very dead Crystal Maiden if she chooses to Frostbite the Enchantress creep, so, yeah. MidOrFeed's lineup does have the mobility, and their grouping up early in the game is obviously very, very strong, but this all depends on how strong Furion start is in the game, because if he doesn't get off to a pretty decent start, we could just see him not have the same early game effect that we've seen most Furions have.
Alright, we'll see what happens here. Yay. My hotkeys. Alright, we're in. We in there. Hotkeys have been not set up, actually. I think I screwed it up. I think I have to...
Nice, nice.
Dude, I'm actually... I don't know what's happening to me. I did back as A instead of... I'm losing.
You're off to a great start.
Yeah. Today's going to be a fun day, Brax. We got a lot of best of threes to get through. And this one, again, might be the hypest one in terms of winners finals, OG versus MidOrFeed. They don't have an icon for MidOrFeed. They have no picture on their the top right corner.
What's wrong with them?
No banner. Come on, man. Get it together, MidOrFeed.
These guys are looking like amateurs.
Grubs, indeed. We'll see how it goes. This sort of this pretty new roster going up against the old standby of OG, one of the best teams of all time. In terms of amount of majors they've won the past 2 years, they've been absolutely incredible. I don't think we need to speak about them too much. I think everybody understands how good OG is.
Yeah, if everyone knows
Resolution, they should,
right?
Yeah, I mean, and with Resolution, arguably should be a better team than what they've had previously. But we'll see. I mean, MidOrFeed can easily take this series.
Yep, and OG's actually going for the aggro lane here, so the Underlord Furion matchup pretty good for the Underlord.
Steal this bounty rune for Tail. So 3 bounty runes. Cancel is the only one that gets it for the Viper. Quite the Viper player himself, and we'll see what he builds into. Starting with a Wraith Band, Fire. He kind of misses his block. That's the problem with Viper. Really slow. Has a hard time getting to his block, whereas Resolution, he got some help from JRX, and he's going to have a pretty good block. Look at where Resolution's lane is going to be here compared to Cancel.
Yep.
Pretty good stuff, although it might push quicker because of Cancel blocking the last 2 creeps. See. Oh. Swing and a miss. JRX is trying to apply the pressure on the Cancel, and before boots, Viper could be kind of slow, so it's a good time to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Very good to apply the pressure there, and that mid block actually, this is when it hurts the most, when you have Earth Spirit just constantly rolling on you, harassing you.
Oh, missed again. Almost could have gotten the Courier. Shadow Strike will come out, no points in the Corrosive Skin yet, but here comes Weeha on the Enchantress. Salve.
Wow.
Taken off immediately. All right. That's
and in comes the Shockwave creep to win the mid lane, right?
Where's the Ogre Frostmage? All right, that means gonna get a mid ult probably. Realize. All right, Tomato and Surrender in. They're gonna go ahead and No Tail will be alone for now, but they have some help coming in from Fly as well as JRX rotating back to that top lane. Chaos Bolt will go. 2-second stun. No Tail. He's got the Riata if he'll use it. Can they get the Rolling Boulder? Are they gonna go for it? Looks like Synderen might just get away. Death Pulse coming in. He's got Brain Sap, so I don't think Synderen is in any real trouble here. So he's going to back up and be fine, it looks like. And Salve as well.
Yep, just making No Tail use a nice big chunk of mana, but now we do have the Tri-Lane up here. Can they actually... Okay, so Necro's still level 1. Oh.
Wow, this is a deep dive. Death Pulse coming in. They had the Rolling Boulder. He might still fall here. Tango's coming in. It looks like they can't get the kill. Now No Tail taking the tower. It needs to be careful. He's going to salve up, though, and Cinderen's going to look for him, but he's going to find that he's back at full health, and No Tail's actually just going to walk right around and juke Synderen through the tree line. No Tail should be fine, although Tomato getting low again. Still has the Tangos rolling, but No Tail should get out and even gets the bounty rune for it as well. Well, Resolution getting harassed heavily by Cancel in the mid lane. This is where it gets rough. Look at his damage.
Down bottom, Weeha's wrapping around the Underlord here with the Centaur creep. They might actually... Can they kill him if they can...
Oh, now they can.
Centaur still missed.
Yeah, it was close. Good try there from Weeha. He rotated all the way down bottom, too, for that. You can't quite get it.
Yeah, S4 is really tanky, but they do have some kill potential here if they're able to block him up and just click him down. Underlord is very slow.
That Atrophy or a level 2 Rain of Fire. Firestorm. Sorry, not Rain of Fire. Rain of Fire is a movie. Fire is the ability. One boulder mid, cancel. Gotta get caught. Shadow Strike, good pushback. Might be in trouble. Resolution's pretty low. Fairy Fire to come out. We'll try to turn on Resolution. Good usage of the fog. He's gonna blink away. Will he die? He will. The poison gets the job done. But it is gonna be the trade for Resolution, getting the flood there. Pretty good stuff coming out from OG. Meanwhile, rotating in, that's gonna be Weehaw. Maybe goes for JRX here. It looks like he's not going to. Nightmare top lane. No tail gets caught. Death Pulse, did that hit? I'm not sure. Chaos Bolt coming in, but one more auto attack. It's Motto. .xGod. It's the kill.
That's right. X-God himself.
Oh, what even is that?
I don't know. I don't want to ask him.
Good stuff.
I've got no idea. Alright, so that's sometimes that happens when you gank this Viper hero, right? He's so strong and beefy. He may be slow, but he kind of just mans up on you sometimes and kills you.
It's tough. I mean, and this is before he has like max corrosive skin. That's when it really gets scary. But
yeah,
good job. I think good job from JRX to get the kill. You want to try to bring this guy down as many times as you can early on before he's got those abilities, those corrosive skin levels.
Yeah, but this matchup is so difficult already. I mean, even after Cancel died, he just comes back and asserts his dominance. There's 3 heroes mid lane though. Even No-Tail's making the smoke rotation here.
Ooh, DD, JRX will go for the rolling boulder and he's going to find it, and Cancel will back up wisely. He can still try to go on these heroes. Boulder Striking is to come through. They have the Real Rift back along with a 1-second stun. Shrine isn't available, not 5 minutes yet. He might be able to deny himself. He'll try to go in on Resolution and get the kill, but I don't think he'll be able to do so. He does get low with the corrosive skin, but Rezo will survive. And OG will find yet another pick here on this Viper, making this lane a little bit easier for the Queen of Pain.
Yep, definitely. Much needed. I mean, Viper's sitting at top of the CS charts, more than double Queen of Pain CS right now, but that does mean OG has abandoned this top lane. And right now, CK is in such an awkward spot where he's kind of just roaming around. He's got no boots, rush the bottle, picking up bounty runes, kind of playing that sacrificial role here to empower his team. And both supports from OG are just playing together. And when the supports, with this lane setup actually, it kind of limits where Enchantress can go, right? The best possible thing Ench can do is just harass. He can't really go for these kills against the Crystal mid lane, and we see that mid lane is just a tornado running Resolution down. I mean, it doesn't get more disgusting than this, right?
It's
Viper in your face with the tornado.
That's pretty rough. Meanwhile, Weehaw, speaking of which, he's been found. Rolling Boulder in, they're going to get the kill. They had the Frostbite along with the Firestorm coming in. It's more than enough to get the kill. So even though Weehaw is applying pressure mid lane, he will still go down. And like you mentioned, he just doesn't have many options here. No tail in the meantime, going to get caught. Brain Sample come through. They're going to try to take him down. 1-second stun onto Tomato. Is it going to be enough? 1 or 2 more auto attacks, but he's going to bottle up. It's going to be close, and he will narrowly live 8-5 HP, 3 HP after the Orb of Venom takes down. That was super close.
And he was so close to taking down to the Heartstopper over there too.
That was, oh my god, I can't believe he lived.
Yep. So essentially we have a sacked CK at this point, but he's going to shrine up, and now he's coming in for the mid gank yet again.
He's rotating. No-Tail likes to be involved, and he's going to be involved yet again. It's an illusion rune bottom, unfortunately, so they don't find a rune top, rune spot. There is a lot of dire vision, though. They see Jirax perfectly. So Cancel, he knows he's pretty safe right now. There's even, this war's pretty great, actually. It's done a lot of work here for Cancel the past.
Yeah, definitely. So, we've been talking a lot about Viper mod, and Viper is doing his own thing. Even though he's been ganked twice, he's got deaths to his name, he's still destroying the mid lane right now.
Yeah, almost.
They're actually going in mid lane.
Yeah.
They forced the blink out, and they're going to catch Wonder Tower
here. Yeah, she's in trouble. She will come through. Nature's Wrap to fly. One more auto attack will do it. She will get dropped by Kez's ultimate. It comes back on through. And now the tower. This is where the pressure comes from. Oh, good start from MidOrFeed in this mid lane.
Yeah, the heroes on MidOrFeed are so quick to mobilize and just make plays together. And this is their big opening, right? It's pretty difficult for them to push into this Underlord in the bottom lane. He's extremely tanky with the PMS Firestorm. Also does that. And for the most part, there hasn't been a hero top. But No-Tail is stepping up now.
He's going to get Nightmared again. No Reaper's level, still level 5. He is pretty close. There's Death Pulse, 1-second stun Realtor to try to get him away. There's the Reapers to come out. He just got 6, and they will get the kill. That is beautiful for Tomato. And he almost gets the Satyr too after the Siege Creep takes him. Whatever. Good stuff.
Yeah, so we have a bit of a struggle here from OG in the lane phase right now. S4 is having a wonderful time. He's like, oh my god, I'm finally getting some farm priority here in the safe lane. But this off lane is a complete dead zone for OG right now. Nobody can really go up here.
And they've already got a 3K network lead. The push will commence. And you don't really have a farmed hero other than S4. So how worried are you for OG? Can they get back into this game with the CK and the Quap?
Well, they definitely can, especially once they get some levels and have their abilities online. But, you know, S4's hero is fantastic at thwarting the push here. You can always push back this way with the Firestorm.
Yes, that is true. He just kept stop. He does just that, actually. He's going to have a Hood of Defiance soon as well. Resolution finally gets some time to farm mid because, of course, the Viper was elsewhere. In fact, they're going to TP bottom with the Viper and the Nature's Prophet and try to apply some pressure now that Mr. Underlord is gone. So, NoTail might need to be careful here.
Yeah, very nice. They know he TP top, so of course they're just going to move to the opposite side of the map here. And poor old NoTail, he's level 4, man, at this stage. If there's not any hero, like any core hero, he wants to just stand in front of him for him. They all threaten him right now.
I mean, he had to go bottle just to stay in that lane top, and even then, he still only has stick. So, I mean, at this point for NoTail, it's rough. He's going to need to get those levels to get back into this game, like you mentioned. Meanwhile, Jarek's in mid. Cinder and Nightmare will come through. They have no impetus for the Enchantress. She's only level 4. Resolution's in with an Invis, and they're going to try to fight this Viper Strike to come in. Jerax gets blown away, tries to go for the TP, but the Viper TP's in perfectly from cancel, and that will be a nice pickup there. And they got the tier 1 tower bottom, too.
Oh, nicely done indeed. Alright, so how do OG actually make a move in this game? Because right now we can see MidOrFeed, they're just grouping up, pressuring these towers in the side lanes. They've already taken 2 tier 1s pre-10 minutes. And right now the only strong hero on OG, it looks like, is the Underlord for now. He's got a Hood of Defiance, very tanky.
Savannah's going the same thing, actually. Going into the Hood, it looks like, then going to the 4-step after. So S4, yeah, I mean, maybe he's the catalyst for some of these fights. Back. They got the courier, too. I didn't even notice that, but they did take it down. Enchant coming in onto the siege creep, but it might get dropped. S4, they don't want to go after him, instead fly. Reaper should come through. It will. They even TP in Kazoo. They don't need him. They'll continue to chase after S4. He does have the Dark Rift, and again, very tanky, so tough to bring him down. But now they can focus on that tier 1 tower top if they want to. Oh, bottom lane. Kazoo rolling boulder from Jerax, but no boulder smash to follow through. And he should be fine. It looks like he'll just dodge into the trees and get out of there. He already has his drum, in fact, with Kazoo, so he's even speedier than you might expect.
Yeah, he's a race car right now.
Pretty nice.
And, you know, a lot of times when we see Necro, he comes out so early in the draft playing against a bunch of counters in like the Nyx Assassin or Ancient Apparition. This game, there's not really anything that's very good against him.
Oh, X4 killing him would be huge. Good sprout coming from Kazoo. Cancel gets the kill, and now the tier 1's going to be taken down. That's your biggest hero on OG getting crushed, and MidOrFeed continue to take tower after tower and objective after objective here, Brax.
Yep, and they've got the double siege wagons, the Treants just running it down the top lane.
Oh my god,
yeah, it's going to die so fast. If Underlord is dead, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it.
He's that for 8 seconds. Drum will go. They'll have the glyph. This will give some time for resolution, albeit just a very small amount of time as he tries to get to the Veil. And then NoTail will pick up treads very soon as well. But even so, S4 will TP back in. A bit of a dangerous TP. Cancel will come up, give him a couple of auto attacks. Viper Strike is back in 10. Good Firestorm. This tower is still taking a little while for them to take down. In fact, it might get denied here. It is now in deny range. They're going to just leave. MidOrFeed will try to TP out. Cinder and Nightmared up. He might be the martyr here. He's going to go for the TP. It's going to be close. Frostbite comes out, and he will, in fact, be the one to fall. It'll take some time, but they will end up taking him down. Great step. Man, he's actually staying alive forever. Space created. In the meantime, they will get another hero out. I think TPing home was Tomato as well. So, again, they only lose that support Bane for that push. And they, of course, don't get the tower kill. They get denied. But
yeah. Actually, no, he missed the deny.
It died. It died. I thought it got denied. Oh, my God. Actually, Dire got it. Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, OG finally makes something happen. They kill the poor Cinder and Bane, but look at these wards coming out from MidOrFeed right now. I mean, they see everything that's going on here. Actually, they're Dark Rifting to the bottom lane. Okay, that's a nice play here. You might be able to catch someone off guard, but unlikely.
Huge. Liha, not the biggest target. Maybe would be the best. And they're just backing. They know something's up. They know they're not top anymore. And they know exactly what to do.
Alright, so that was a little anticlimactic here, unfortunately. You know, they come right into the creep wave here. Hey guys, we're all here.
Oh, you all left. Okay, cool. We'll just take this farm then.
But yeah, with the Dark Rift later on in the game, they can deal with this split push coming out from the Furion, so it'll be good for that. And it's still it's a 5k gold swing here for MidOrFeed mod.
It's not great for OG, but again, if you can outlast this early game here from MidOrFeed, maybe things get better. for OG, but it feels like the pressure continues to mount here on them, and there's just more items coming for MidOrFeed. They've got a 4-staff up on Viper. They have the Hook Defiance up on Tomato, and 2 sets of drums, in fact, and an Orchid being built by Kezu as well. So these big items are coming out, Brex.
Yeah, they are. And I just don't see how they're going to be able to deal with these tanky heroes right now. You have the Viper. He picked up his 4-staff, so he's got some ability. That bottom, actually, he's getting the gun on. Is he going to die here?
Yeah, Magnetize comes out. Good kill. Kezu TPing in. TP from Jerax. They've got... Oh, Synderen was mid-animation for the Phoenix Grip, and he couldn't quite get it onto Jerax. So they won't find anybody for that trade, and Weehaw will fall. Nice little pickup there from OG.
Yeah, you know, that's why people hate Bane right there. They come in, try to cast a spell, and it just doesn't work out. It takes so long.
Is the animation the same as Nightmare? Both the same speed?
The cast range for Fiend's Grip is a tiny bit farther. I'm not
yes.
sure if they're the same speed, though.
That would make sense then, yeah. It was a good effort, but couldn't quite find it.
Yep. Alright, so OG, they got a nice pick off, but they're still kind of on the back foot here. This is where it becomes really difficult for them to farm, right? Because these cores like the Viper, untouchable. If you happen to commit extremely hard for this, MidOrFeed can easily respond. They can TP in, Fearon can important as well. And there's a good chance that the fight's not going to go so well unless they're able to burst this guy, which looks quite unlikely for now. And Necrolite, same thing. I mean, he's got the hood. If you don't burst this guy instantly, he's going to Ghost Shroud and pop the Death Pulse and the Magic Wand, so...
Not to mention the 4-staff will have pretty soon.
Yep.
Actually, very close to it, actually. Bottom lane, they're setting up maybe Jerax, maybe the one getting set up on. He'll Rolling Boulder out and away, and it looks like they just missed him. They'll make it away. All right. This is actually... Resolution and No-Tail are starting to get some farm. 4K, it was 5K, almost 6K, but it's back to 4K now with advantage here for MidOrFeed. So things are starting to go a little better, but we'll see when MidOrFeed decide to make their next move. Might be right now, Synderen smoked up. There's 3 heroes top, he needs some help here, he can't do it alone. And they're gonna stay bottom in the meantime for Tomato and Weehaw. Kezu's in the jungle. Synderen's gonna walk right in. He needs to be careful. There are 3 heroes here. Dark Grip coming in. Phoenix Grip's gonna come out. They should be able to bring him out. Yeah.
All right. Taxi service saves everyone on the OG squad.
Synderen, that was a bit ambitious, but I understand what you were going for, buddy. It happens.
Yep, so, you know, OG, even though they didn't have the best early game, they're coming back. They're making plays here. They took that Tier 1 tower, make it out with everyone's life as well. And the pace of the game has kind of slowed down a bit here from MidOrFeed.
Yeah, for sure. I thought they would keep the pressure on, but they've just been kind of farming here, Brax. I guess they've been pushed down a little bit.
A little bit, and they're also picking up their core items here. We have some tanky items coming up. We got the hood pipe, or the hood and 4-staff. Viper's tanking up too. And, you know, Fearon's actually closing in on his Orchid pretty soon. But he just put a medallion on his quick buy. He perhaps is switching it up.
Yeah, I could see that working out for him. Getting an early game type of pressure item. There is the Midas, by the way, for CK, so No-Tail knows. He's behind already, and he's going to stay behind. But if this Midas works out, he can easily get into the late game with some farm.
Yeah, for sure. That's his ticket back into the game. So, smart of him to pick that up, of course. So... The thing I feel like MidOrFeed are struggling with right now is their ward game. When you look at their wards, they pretty much have these defensive wards on their side of the map, and that's after they've taken all the tier 1s. As when you look at OG, you have a ward in the jungle at the top bounty rune, and then you had this other one where Resolution was just standing right now. They had one at that corner right here, scouting out the lane. So they've been using these division wards on the bottom lane.
4-staff, that might be a problem. Good boulder smash, and there they go with the DP. Jerax, Reaper side will come through. They'll secure the kill. A good attempt coming up from OG. Good news is they only lose Jerax for it. They try to make a play, and they force some rotations bottom.
Definitely key right there, forcing the rotations. I'm sure he knew he wasn't going to be able to get the kill, especially with the hood and the 4-staff on the Necrolite here. But they're making plays that they're running up here to Kezu.
They have the lockdown. Hit of Malice will come through. They have the Frostbite. He's going to go for the TP. Is Fly going to get there in time? It's going to be close. He will just miss it. Fly was so close, and Kezu makes it away. My God, and that was the play they tried to make it, and it almost worked out. Would have been great if they got that kill.
Yep, nicely done. Look at Wee in the bottom lane. He's got 2 pets here, 2 siege creeps.
Oh my God.
Yep, and they're coming down to the bottom tower now.
Where's the 3rd siege creep? He needs it. Comes soon maybe, but That's kind of the new meme is triple siege creep waves. We talked about it yesterday. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Look at this tower.
Your towers
Yeah, this thing's dead, man. It's just gonna die. That was before Treants. S4 will come in with a firestorm and kill the Treants. Micro. Oh. Leaving him there.
Looking like a Bronze League StarCraft player right now.
Yeah. That's me.
Me too.
Actually, I was... You know what? I'm not going to brag about my StarCraft placement. Because I void raid every game. I was a cheese player.
I was also a cheese player. I couldn't play the macro game, so I'd rush, and if I lost, I would leave.
Dude, it's always so gratifying because people get so upset. I did some cannon rushes occasionally when I played Protoss, and like they're just like, "Congrats, you can build cannons." I'm like, "Thanks." Yep. And then, it's just great. It's just great. I love StarCraft. It's like
a satisfying win, and if I don't win, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't expect to win. You know, the fact that I did is great.
Exactly. That's MidOrFeed here. This is how they accelerate the game, definitely. Viper has a double damage picked up.
There's the medallion.
Medallion for Roshan.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the classic DD into Roche.
Yep, definitely. And, so yeah, I was talking about their ward game, and now they finally get a nice deep ward down into OG's jungle. And these are the wards they need to kind of get to that next step of the game, where they can make moves for these tier 2 towers. And they're obviously able to make a move down bottom because they committed so many heroes up to the top lane, trying to make that play there. But the pace of the game for MidOrFeed is looking pretty good right now. It is only a 4k gold swing after having like a 6k lead, so OG are starting to bring it back in the farm department. When you look at map control, I mean, it's MidOrFeed all the way, right? They have this Furion, still pushing the side lanes, handling these other heroes in the back while they just run around as 4, running down lanes together. So, looks good for them.
KheZu might be in trouble here. They're going to try to push into this with S4. They were looking for a bit of mouse. The tower's getting assaulted. Meantime, Resolution continues to farm top lane. So they're actually splitting from that pretty well. But here we go. Dark Rift coming in. They need to kill S4, and I don't think there's any way they can do it. He's gone, and NoTail will stay right with them. So a good attempt. Meanwhile, top lane, they're going to find Synderen. Resolution and Jarex combine up to get the kill. This time it works.
Yep, nicely done. And I mean, we can see OG's experience coming in hands right now. We see how many heroes they commit bottom lane to just hit that tower safely. They know they can always get out with the taxi service of the Underlord. And Queen of Pain and Earth Spirit, they're just playing together on this side of the map, and they can kill any threats. Look at these wards. They're still... the ward game on OG is still... It feels much more superior than MidOrFeed's, and I feel like they have the easier time doing these things, especially when they have so much pressure on the map.
I mean, this top lane has just been pushed in for the past 5 or 10 minutes here for OG, and there's just been no answer from MidOrFeed in order to push it back out and try to get something going mid or elsewhere. So it's kind of tough at this point for MidOrFeed, even with the Aegis.
Yeah, it feels like they are having an issue with these lanes right now.
Double troll, Dark Troll Summon. We all thought about it. Double Ensnare would be sick against the Quap, and now cancels up here. And maybe they can make something happen. Ward plays down in the lane, so Resolution has some decent vision. In fact, he's just going to TP away. He knows this isn't worth it. And so everybody sets up top for MidOrFeed. It feels like this Aegis isn't really accomplishing anything for MidOrFeed right now.
Yeah, they're struggling to get these lanes out safely because look at the way OG play, right? They always have somebody another hero up so they can have kill potential on these side lanes. Earth Spirit's been playing with Queen of Pain for most of this game now, and then Underlord's just been left with his own devices. And they made a nice play there, actually, where they kind of bluffed, came up to that tier 1 tower, made it look like they were really pushing this with heroes off the map, and then they just Dark Rift out. Forced a ton of rotations from MidOrFeed. And they're slowing this game down big time.
Yeah, for sure. It's looking a bit tough here for MidOrFeed, even though they had a pretty good advantage in the early game. They cannot find any way into these tier 2 towers, or rather the last tier 2 tower, mid. We'll see if that continues on. Aegis is going to be down in another 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And in the meantime, OG are going to try to take this bottom tower. And they might be able to. Teeping in its Tomato, they could go for a bit of mouse. They're going to Dark Rift first, try to get the tower, and go for a play. Jump in, Resolution. They can't get Tomato. He's too tanky, and they just Dark Rift away. Siege Creep will do the job, although it is denied by Tomato. But again, still, the tower is taken for OG.
Yep, definitely. And I don't mean to make it sound like... you know, MidOrFeed are going to get outskilled or anything. Their late game is extremely good in their tri-core lineup, but they're losing their lead that they had on the game. These heroes are farming a lot more than they'd like. Oh, Resolution here actually blinks in.
Feed script, there's a ward there as well. A sentry just dropped down. He is mega dead, and finally they'll get something going for MidOrFeed.
Yep, definitely. That big kill right there is what can probably spiral them to their tier 2 tower, especially in the mid lane. And unlucky. He did not expect there to be a sentry or a Bane just sitting in the trees waiting for him there.
Yeah. Unfortunate stuff, but he will be dropped for 30 seconds. This should lead into a tier 2 push and probably a tier 2 tower taken, although Firestorm is doing a good job of keeping his waves pushed out. Ooh, and he gets back too.
Unfortunately, there is no double siege creep hitting this tower, but of course they have enough power to take this down. No-Tail though up top in some trouble here actually.
Enchant, they have double ensnare. They need a TP from Kezu. They're going to find it. Reality Rift. Zindarin was thinking he would go in the trees. The Sprout will come through. He doesn't have his Quelling Blade anymore. In fact, he's dead. In the meantime, Fly does get the deny off on the tower, which is pretty insane considering she's a CM.
Yep, the casual deny.
All right, can they push high ground here is the question, though, bro.
I feel like they can't, right? This Underlord hero is just going to clear out the creep wave really quickly. It's really hard to walk up into that choke. Up top, Resolution blinking aggressively.
Fly also pretty far up. Grip's still not available, I believe, not for another 25 seconds. And yeah, like you mentioned, pushing into this Underlord. So they'll have to maybe make a different decision on what to do next. There's no Roche to take, so I guess just sit back and farm.
They definitely need picks, right? Look at their wards that they have. Well, one of MidOrFeed's wards in the the Radiant jungles expired, and OG's aware that this ward is online as well, so they're gonna probably play around their counter right now.
Nightmare.
Looking for it.
They have Fiend's Grip ready. They need another hero in here to try to bring down S4. They have the Fiend's Grip to come through. Cancel is on the way as well. They need more damage. Cancel's finally in. He could go for the Dark Rift, but there is going to be that huge Reaper Sight from Tomato, and that is the biggest possible kill they could have gotten. 70 seconds without your Underlord, and now I think if you're MidOrFeed, you have to do something even without Aegis.
Yeah, they definitely like to, but look at these lanes right now. OG's pushing in the top lane, pushing in the mid lane. It's going to take them quite a bit of time to actually make it to OG's base right now, so I don't feel like they have enough time to actually take or hit a tier 3 for very long.
Yeah, so even when they lose a hero there, they won't lose too much, it looks like. In the meantime, Resolution getting impetus from Weehaw, looking to turn. There's the Shadow Strike. He wants the Hellbear Smasher, the Tomato instead, but he won't find it. It will stay alive. They also pop Phantasm from OG just to try to cut the wave, it looks like, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. Look at this. Look at this illusion just going to work. My No-Tail, you're crazy.
But yeah, late game on MidOrFeed, I think it's actually better than OG's, especially once Necro picks up Radiance and other tanky items like the Shiva's Guard to just stop himself from getting bursted.
He's in a good spot for sure. What else are they building? They still haven't built that. No, they have the Organ now actually for Nature's Prophet, and he's looking to pick up the gem next. So they want to give it to Kezu instead. Extra vision.
Yep, and Cancel has Maelstrom as well too to help deal with some of these illusions and push delays faster. Working on the BKB, and I can't imagine Viper dying once he gets BKB. I already can't see Necro dying at all this game. Probably not for a long time unless he gets caught out heavily.
It's really tough. With the amount of damage No-Tail's putting out right now, it's just not enough. Even Resolution as well with Veil. They just need more items, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But these wards from OG are so good at delaying the game, right? Queen of Pain can safely split push the top lane pretty much forever. An extremely difficult kill for them. And this ward in the mid lane essentially does the exact same thing. No-Tail went for the... Okay, he got an Illusion Ring, but he's going for the Manta, so we can help split push some of these lanes and just get at some of these spells. The Atos, of course.
There's a couple Atos in the game, actually. One on S4, one on Tomato. I like to sing its praises. It's a good item. Weehaw forced to go back top. They push. The gem is finally up, so maybe these wards are going to be taken down a bit easier here, as Kezu will come in and just try to check around and see what he can find. The ward actually in that top lane just died, so, and I think Weehaw knows. He just saw it.
Yep, definitely just saw it. Alright, so yeah. Gems picked up. Now they can perhaps try to take back some map control here, because OG, I mean, this is their game, right? This is what they have won events off of. And they're smoked up in the mid lane here. Looking at Tomato, but he's so tanky. I don't think they want this hero.
Weehaw is the better option if they can get him. They'll drop a ward down. It was perhaps a little bit late. They couldn't quite jump in anyways on Weehaw. Kezu, did he get the gem? Or rather, the old ward he did. Nice. So that ward they just placed down is now down. Top lane OG are going to try to pressure this tier 2 tower. I'll have to be careful. See what movement MidOrFeed make.
MidOrFeed, they're here in the mid lane right now. They don't care about this top tier 2 tower. No-Tail just used the this is that's actually the Phantasm.
He used
okay.
his Phantasm, yeah, he did. He didn't even Manta for it, which is very interesting. That makes things a lot more interesting if they decide to push bottom. And I think they're ready. Cancel and the rest of the crew are saying, you know what, it's time, let's go. We might have to deal with Firestorm. It's going to be annoying. Maybe not. I guess they're going top instead as Weehaw's up here. TP's Resolution needs to be careful. They need some lockdown. Lincoln Sphere, they've got the Orchid. The Eul Scepter will come in. They need more lockdown. The Reapers is available, and he actually won't get it off in time. They need more vision, and they won't find it. Resolution, that Lincoln Sphere, he just purchased it. And instead of going bottom, MidOrFeed, they try for a kill top, which would have been good, but they couldn't get it.
Yep, unfortunately unable to snag that one, but nice move from Resolution there. Aggressive plays beating out the TPs here from MidOrFeed. And like I said, Queen of Pain, so slippery for these heroes to kill. Lincoln Sphere and the Euls has been completed, so good luck killing Queen of Pain. But so something they can do against the Firestorm deep push is they can bait it out in the mid lane, and then they can run down like to the bottom lane, for example, and then summon trees to just get some chip damage off of the tower. But of course, it is a tedious process, and they can only get so much damage, and you know they don't want to waste their time with that. And they went for the Queen of Pain kill, which of course they didn't get. But if they did manage to get that, perhaps we could see them hit some high ground. Yeah,
and she wouldn't have had buyback. She just bought her Liquid Sphere, so it might not have been a bad idea. It's easy for us to say, oh, this happened or that happened, but obviously we're omniscient on this map. We know everything, essentially.
That's right.
What I do want to ask about, and we talked about this yesterday too, is poison attack affects buildings for Viper. Is this the talent they need to get things a bit more pushed along here for MidOrFeed?
I feel like it would definitely help, because they are struggling with that high department there.
Good force. Heal, Pit of Malice, Sonic Wave onto 2. They're going to lose 1 at the very least. The pipe will get popped. Weeha's in trouble. Tomato is in deep. Freezing Field and OG, they'll finally have their first good fight, although they've lost Jerax. Atos coming in on the other side. The Orchid will be too little too late to help against Weeha. Now the Dark Rift coming through, and that will keep them alive just fine. So 2 quick kills. They get out. Obviously, it's against both supports, but it's still a trade. It's still a good trade in favor of OG here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're making plays and they're moving around the map much better than MidOrFeed are right now. And that's especially thanks to the Underlord here. They can take these engagements that perhaps they might not win out in the long run, but of course he can just leave anytime he wants.
He's done that numerous times. Now they're looking for a huge target to cancel. He just bought his Mjolnir. He's in a lot of trouble. He's got a 4-step. Now the Phantasm coming in, and he's getting blown away. He's going to go down, it looks like. They've got the Firestorm, and he dies pretty much instantly. Phantasm is used, but that is a huge kill. Dead for 65, and all of a sudden, OG, they're the ones that control here, Brad.
Yeah, definitely. Look at this ward place from OG here on top of the MidOrFeed Shrine up on the high ground there. You actually have to break the trees before you can place that ward, but this ward is not one that's likely to get dewarded by that gem.
Yeah, that vision helping out a lot. They'll get the Tier 2 tower finally. They've been threatening that Tier 2 for the past 20 minutes or so. And with it, they can maybe think about taking Roche. It's up. Cancels dead for 40 seconds with no buyback. However, it could be tough. Doesn't look like they're getting to the Roche pit just yet. Hotel, we'll see if they want to go for it.
Yeah, I feel like OG don't want to break their split push up on the map. Right, Jerax is pushing in the bottom lane. S4 was pushing in the top lane. They just know that they can... They just want to push these lanes in and then play off it like that. Once they push those lanes in, they can make plays where they can actually invade the jungle and look for heroes like Viper. They have wards to help them scout these things out. And I mean, these guys play a patient game. We've seen it from them multiple times in almost every turn. This is how they play. This is their element, this stage of the game.
Yeah, it's just coming out. CM will get forced away. Nightmare, maybe they can make a go here. They do have Viper back up. They use Manta Style for no tail. They're thinking about fighting. It looks like S4 is just going to steal, or they get the Nightmare stolen as the illusions come through. So nicely done. In the meantime, Resolution is farming bottom. Again, that patient play you're talking about. We've seen it so many times in True Sight, how patient they can be when they're playing in these types of games. And, it's phenomenal yet again. But here we go. Rook John happening. S4, do they want to get in? He does have Dark Rift, but he's got a lot of other spells as well. He's taking some hits, though, from the Impetus. They're still inside Roche. They've got the Solar Crest running. Jump in. Jerax almost pushed Cinder onto the high ground. There's the Orchid. They need a bit more damage. Brain Sap will come through. He should live, it looks like. Maybe not. The Soul Burn still stuck in the trees with the Sprout going. And now with him down, he can't make the initiation they would like to have. So MidOrFeed, they'll take Aegis. They'll take Cheese. Now they've got something they need to do here, and that's try to take high ground.
Yep, and the Enchantress is actually doing some serious work here. She has so much damage to the Underlord.
Hurricane Pike level 2 Impetus. Yeah, she's owning. Plus drums.
Yep, so that this Roshan timing was quite fortunate. We have so many items being completed up on MidOrFeed side. Tomato's close to his Radiance now. Cancel just picked up his Mjolnir pretty recently as well. All the items are starting to come along now.
Yeah. So what was looking to be a pretty good couple minutes there for OG. They lose out Roche. Resolution is still top, and it's just so difficult for them to stop this guy. He's just doing a great job getting up and down the map.
Yep, definitely. The split push game is so strong right now, right? But of course, Roshan is probably the best thing at pressuring these split pushing lineups, right? Once you do Rosh, it's like, well, you can't really fight. But at this time, you don't want to give it up for free, right? So we saw them all in the area, but they're unable to really contest. And I like this play from Cinder down bottom. This is something that probably goes unnoticed a lot of times, but he's placed a ward down bottom, sits here, camps it for about an hour, hoping someone comes at the feed. And all it takes is one of these plays, right? And they can hit high ground.
Yeah, I was thinking he might do the same thing top lane. That's where Resolution's made his home. And he's been in the trees pretty frequently. But as of right now, Resolution, he is just constantly keeping this wave push. It is insane. And now that they're still tier 2, they can't just say, screw it, we'll go bottom and push anyways, because when that happens, the trade inevitably happens for OG.
Yep, it's definitely a problem for them right now, getting this lane out, and perhaps maybe they're just going to force the issue bottom. You've got all 4 heroes just running in, but of course CK's showing his face top lane now as well. Once they notice this, perhaps they'll back up. I mean, if they don't back up right now, the CK has a Phantasm at heart. He can destroy this tower really quickly.
His illusions are already going to work. This is actually a problem. They're going to lose tier 3 damage before they even get any on the tier 3 bottom from MidOrFeed. All right.
Top tower is about to take the
good for OG. And
it's
No Tail is caught up.
He's
caught way up. In fact, he's ahead of the nation about to now.
Yep, definitely. That's the hand of Midas coming into play there.
Man. Orchid coming out onto Resolution. He can use his Yules and he'll be fine. But they are going to smoke up. They're going to rapid try to find No Tail. Looks like they saw this rune was taken, though. There's a ward here, so they know something is up. And now they're going to push out bottom together as a team. Resolution finally comes bottom. This ward will spot him out, but sadly, Cinder and the crew are not there to grab the kill. Man.
Yeah, that situation just looks so unappealing for MidOrFeed. Their racks are being pressured slightly, even though it's only like 100 damage. Sorry, 250 damage. They can't get to the enemy racks at all. OG's base is so well defended by these 3 heroes sitting up on the high ground. How can you really dive into this and commit? It's pretty difficult.
It is.
They also have 2 force staffs to disengage.
At this point, it just seems very difficult for MidOrFeed. They've got 1K numbered lead still. Meanwhile, Resolution Lincoln Sphere is broken, but they have no way of really stopping him from a blink here. I mean, he's fine, I think. He's just kind of holding on to the blink just in case. So it will stop Resolution in the meantime, but I don't know. It just looks, honestly, the more this game goes on, the more it looks like OG can easily take this win.
It just feels like OG are outplaying them on the map for like the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Tough for MidOrFeed for sure.
Indeed, but they do have some big items. I mean, Viper's farming quite well. We talked about Viper's late game yesterday. The plus 20 armor talent, that is 25, is quite strong.
Yes.
And Necro, I mean, this guy's a monster in the late game as well.
And Necro pretty well with the Radiance now, especially Fly. He's going to find Viper. Viper Strike will go. TP actually might keep him out and alive, and it does, it looks like. I think he just, if that last auto attack had hit, it would have been a kill, but Frostbite keeping the Viper locked down. I don't think he could do this. Go for the kill. All right, good stuff. Resolution continues to push bottom in the meantime. Kezu's kind of out and alone here. You will see Jerax. Silence comes out. They miss it. Here comes Resolution. They're looking for the fight. Kezu might be in trouble. They've got the Magnetize. The Orchid will come through, and they're going to back up now. They're looking for a Sprout. They can't find it now. Chances Force. They've got the Sprout. They need a Nightmare. It's the Fiend's Grip instead, and that will get them the kill. And now Resolution's coming back in. This is a bit dangerous. He blinked aggressively. He used the Yules to try to get Jerax out, but not enough. Meanwhile, bottom lane, though, they're going to find Cancel. That's going to be the Aegis. And they need everybody to get down here, but I don't think he's going to live. Phantasm is back up. Cancel might force himself onto the high ground. 4-second stun. Reality Rift back in with Freezing Field as well. And Cancel will surely fall. And even Kezu, he might be in trouble. He needs to be careful. They know that he's here. They're going to look forward to try to find the kill. Yeah, he might lose it here. Resolution coming in. Yes, Kezu's going to feed his life away. No Tail will find a double, and they're really starting to figure this out. OG starting to find themselves in this 36-minute game so far.
Just their experience is really coming into play here. We see these aggressive plays from Jerax. I mean, it looks like he's speeding, but he's not, right? This is the calculated aggressive play to create some space up there. He forces the rotations. They see Viper out down bottom thanks to that nice observer board up on the high ground. And Underlord actually has a bunch of catch in this game with that Atos picked up.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And now he's Pipe and Guardian Greaves along with it. He'll go for Shiva's next, and they're starting to feel comfortable enough to go for this last tier 2 tower. And there is a creep wave coming. MidOrFeed are set up with an Invis rune on Bane. S4 is going to get Atos, needs to be a little careful. Firestorm, he does again have that Dark Rift. He might want to use it. He's going to Greaves first and foremost. They sleep up on No-Tail. He's got the Manta style, jumping in backlines. Resolution going to work. They've got at least the ensnare to work with. Buell set for now. He's the one with the gem. And they'll jump away. And I don't know if they go any further. Here comes the Dark Rift. And S4 is just going to get him out of dodge. There's just no way. That's just so quick. He's so tanky. Once he pops it, you're pretty much out of there. There's just not enough burst damage for these heroes.
Did they see where they Dark Rifted to with the Observer Ward in the bottom lane? I don't think they did.
No.
No, they did.
Yeah, because Kezu's dead again.
Yep.
So that is a huge play. You Dark Rift bottom, and all of a sudden you've got another chance here of pushing in maybe the tier 3 this time. Phantasm's back to 30.
Yep, this team's understanding of the Underlord hero is quite good. Like, you see all these ballsy plays they've been making, and even setting up for kills on the Furion like that down bottom. And it just looks good. It feels like MidOrFeed have run into this wall, right? We saw them take 2 Roshans and not really be able to chip high ground at all. Like, all these tier 3 towers are full HP, literally full HP. They haven't taken a single point of damage at all. And OG are they're playing with confidence here. They know how to play this game. And it's very evident in how they move around the map in the mid game, which heroes are playing together. It looks good, man.
It does. I mean, I think like 20 minutes ago, it was looking a little frightening for MidOrFeed, and now that it's happening, it's looking even rougher. Yeah, this was all starting with the No-Tail, who had no farm. He just got a Midas maybe like 10, 15 minutes into the game, and now he's destroying. He's one of the top net worth heroes. Resolution is owned. He's constantly split push top in other lanes as well. And at this point, they're in such a good position that they could think about going for another fight here, even up on the high ground with Dark Rift available.
Yep. Even though MidOrFeed's heroes, they do scale well into the game. There's a Hex picked up on Kezu, so they can have some more catch now. Even though their 5v5 is extremely strong, I mean, the pace of the game is not favoring them at all. OG are out-farming them, they have better wards, and they're just making better plays.
Sure. So we'll see how it goes for OG. They are doing everything they can to not only keep this game even, but secure themselves the lead as they just have. 5K net worth lead after the last couple of engagements and pushes. I'll look for Kezu, but he's out of there. The Treants will scout out where JRX is moving to. All right. Whew. So I guess it comes down to next Roche for both these teams, one would assume.
Yeah, most likely, but I don't know.
Good Frostbite. Lotus Stroke coming out though, flies in a lot of trouble. Reapers will come through, won't be enough to kill him, but he will still die to Kezu's Treants. A nice little pick there, dead for 48, and this is right around the time when Roche would respawn. Still a minute 20 left. They're running in though. Dinnerid's pretty close up. They're gonna have the Sonic Wave. He might die here. Resolution. They've got the stun. 3 seconds into the motto. He's in trouble. He gets blown away. No chance for a Ghost Shroud. He'll fall. And next is gonna be Kezu on top of it. Double kill for No-Tail. This might be enough for them to start pushing pretty heavily. Triple kill. He's gonna find an Ultra. No-Tail with Phantasm going to work and absolutely destroying there.
My God. Alright, so Mott, we're having some illusion problems now, right? Radiance is online, Mjolnir's online, but still these illusions have 4,000 HP.
It is
Jesus.
a definite problem. It is a serious problem. He's gonna have Shadow Blade next. His Manta style was off cooldown that entire time, I believe. Maybe I was clicked on an illusion, but that's what it looked like anyway. It did look like he had a lot of illusion, but he is just owning. At this point, he's Diffusal now, and here we go. They're gonna push high ground. We might see some buybacks for us. Phantasm down for 80 seconds, so they need to be careful. Rift now, Weehaw. The dive comes through from Resolution. He wants this kill. I don't know if he's going to find it. Pit of Malice coming in. They're being very aggressive if they can with the Dark Rift. And Cancel. He's in trouble. He's forced away. They've got the Atos. He's the cheese. He's still about to fall, and he will. No-Tail's got like Weehaw might be next. Diffusal coming in again. Jump in, Scream of Pain. 4 dead yet again. And with no buyback on Cancel, this is looking almost impossible here. Wow. What a turnaround from OG, bro.
What a turnaround indeed, Mud, and that's the story of this whole game, it feels like. MidOrFeed off to an explosive early game, taking on the tier 1s quite early, but then the transition after that was quite awkward, and it's not mostly... I would say it's mostly due to OG's good play, right, and the way they utilize their heroes, but this game is still not over yet.
They've got the Hex. This might be enough. He's in trouble. They've got the Static Shield on him as well. They'll drop the Pit of Malice Sonic Wave. 2. They'll find one. They'll find the second tomato. Ghost Shroud, no. He'll stay alive, but Kezu, frostbitten as well as freezing field. He'll drop down. He's dead. Tomato still trying to fight. The Shrine will run. Jumping in. Good pushback from Jerax, and they'll find the frostbite as well. Silence is there. Double kill for Rezo. And that is it. GG. Game 1 going the way of OG after a 42-minute comeback.
Yep, OG looked a little shaky in the early game there, but of course, late game and the mid game, this is where they thrive. This is why they are one of the great teams here in Dota, because